Last episode, we exposed the probability trap, and we explained the power of deterministic returns. The real pain point is low rooms and gems. They seem to drop everywhere, but when you actually need them, they just won't show up. So, where should you farm for maximum efficiency? Today, I'm releasing results from 2000 plus test runs. Strong's Deterministic Returns Heatmap. It tells you without relying on lottery jackpots how much deterministic value each map gives you per hour. Found by this chart, and then found yourself the freedom to play any build. Welcome to the Strong Game Lab channel. Before we evaluate the maps, let's remove the noise. We are not talking about I dropped 5 jar today, that kinds of lottery style income. Items with drop rate under 1%, we won't count any of that. We are only looking at what we can earn steadily without hitting the lottery. How much value can each map reliably farm per hour? Here's the detailed numeric version of the Strong Heatmap. First, let me explain what these numbers mean. 1.09 means is in 1 hour, you can reliably farm value equal to 1.09 RST worth of tradable assets. Alright, let's start with the place everyone knows, Travincal. Its number is 0.12, meaning if you farm Trav for 1 hour, your steady in return is only about 0.12 RST equivalent. So if you farm an hour and get nothing, don't be panic. That's not a bad luck. The fundamentals of this map are just low. You're basically buying a lottery ticket here. Don't expect stable returns. I hope for jackpot every day too. Winning feels amazing. Yesterday, I stepped out and casually killed a random elite. It dropped an iced tea. Holy. An iced tea, baby. I literally laughed in disbelief. Damn it. I ran Travincal 700 times and never saw one. But now in Darkwood, it just dropped from Little Monster. You and I both know that's not reproducible. If I go kill 10 more, even 100 more, those little elites, they won't drop another iced tea. In real life, I buy a lottery tickets sometimes, but I've never won. I still hope to win, but I can't rely on that alone. Today, I feel like playing a dream build. Tomorrow, I might want to play a face boson. If you want to gamble on luck, farm whatever you want with whatever you want. Even if the odds are low, as long as that place can drop the biggest rooms. If you want build freedom, then look at this chart. The real bank, number 1 is Nightmare Countess, 1.63. Number 2 is Old Neo, Niasak, 1.27. Number 3, Arcane Summoner, 1.09. Remember, this chart isn't here to help you to hit jackpots. It's here to give you stable returns. Of course, if you are lucky enough, these maps can still hit jackpots too. That's not a contradiction. To make this index actually useful, we need to standardize a few things first. This heatmap calculates your deterministic returns after squeezing out the miracles. Any lottery item with a drop rate under 1% is treated as 0 on this chart. If you want to talk about big jackpots, that's a pleasant surprise. We will do another video for that someday. Second, this index doesn't care whether you can use it, only whether you can sell it. Like lamb, they're great for self-use, but they won't trade back into jar or bird, so they don't count as returns here. The market only recognizes hard currency like raw, hail, gems, keys, respec tokens. If you can farm them, you can always sell them. Based on 2000 plus measured runs at Strong Game Lab, we got numbers like 1.63, 0.12. They mean take the tradable items you found, convert them using market prices, and that's your steady value produced per hour. An important note, this is a relative value index. Actually, trade prices change with the market. So this is a reference frame, not a fixed price list. What this chart answers is, during all the hours we spent waiting for miracles, what can we reliably make us stronger? With this ruler in hand, let's do an asset evaluation for every map. Category 1. High deterministic return zones. Countess, Nyasak, the Summoner. The feature of this map, the time you invest comes back as returns. You don't have to wait for miracles. They consistently produce value for you. Their returns are all 1 IST per hour. Category 2. Balanced zooms, like Andy, Murphy, and Bell. They aren't the highest returns, but they are well rounded. You get deterministic income, and you can also snag uniques and a base along the way. A quick counterintuition will note, a lot of people say to farm the soup store, but the measured deterministic return is only 0.36 there. It can feel great and sometimes create miracles, but it's generally not efficient. Now look at the category 3. It's the lottery zoom. Travincal, cow level, the soup store. Places that can hit big prize. But if we only look at deterministic returns, their stable output is very low. So, stop obsessing over why didn't I drop anything in an hour. Maybe you are not unlucky. Maybe you are treating a lottery shop like a steady income map. Strong principle number 0 is play happily, fun relaxed. Fun what's fun for you. Just don't be like me, chasing a vaguer high room dream, forcing myself into 700 rounds of Travincal. It was almost 30 hours for me. If I took those 30 hours and put them into high return maps, like Countess or Andy Murphy, I'd already have at least 40 IST, enough to trade for a jar and 2 low. So, before you farm, glance at the heat map. Know what you are doing. What exactly will this map reliable give you? Also, the strong returns heat map also reveals for early lad and newcomers a mind-blowing secret. Namely, Nightmare Countess has a return index as high as 0.98. Looking only at deterministic returns, 0.98 even beats Hell Andy at 0.90, and is clearly higher than Hell Murphy at 0.79. The reason is simple. Raw, Hell, Dreams, these essentials move incredibly fast. Countess is easy and quick to run, so early on in Nightmare. While leveling, you can also farm your build's required materials ahead of time. Alright, now that you understand the heat map, on that basis, I have 3 packages for you as reference. Choose based on your progress, your feel, and the preferences. Pick one to try. Plan number 1, leveling up phase. When most people are leveling, demand for resources is slow, and trading is very active. At this time, you don't need to force difficulty. Pick maps that match your strengths and you can run efficiently. Mainly Andy or Murphy, with Countess, Summoner, Nyasak as a support. The goal is to be among the first with keys to run Ubers. Plan number 2. Build your bankroll first. Don't rush into Hell. Grind Nightmare Countess hard. You will find that even in Nightmare, the determinist return is close to 1.0. While leveling, you can stack up runes and gems. The raw, Hell, and gems you found are still hard currency once you reach Hell. Nothing will be wasted. When you push into Hell, your wallet is already fat. Need materials? Just buy them with IST. Roll your character and get ready for Ubers. Plan number 3, the trading phase. If you start playing at about a month into the season, when the market is active, then don't take detours. Farm only the high return zooms. Countess, Nyasak, Summoner. Max out your IST output. then buy whatever you need. It's way faster than self-farming. Let me ask you a question. How long does it take you to farm a shackle yourself? For me, this season, it was around week 9 before I finally picked one up. All in, that's easily 200 plus hours, right? But now a shackle only costs 1 to 2 IST, which is basically 2 to 3 hours of output. And you can trade for one. Just open the gate, name it, need shackle, then offer 3 IST. I'm telling you, your room will be packed. The essence of the trading phase is one sentence. Use deterministic time to swap for uncertain jobs. The same shackle, for you, it's 2 to 3 hours of output. For someone else, it might have been 200 hours of suffering. This heat map is just a reference for everyone. Everyone will make their own choices. Strong rule number 0 is play heavily, farm relaxed. If you are insanely lucky, you absolutely should farm Travincal, cows, ancient tunnels, whatever you like, because you are chasing that flex. Switch map will kill the vibe. For friends like me, who don't win the lottery much, check this heat map before you farm, so you know what you are getting. This map can reliably give me what, exactly. Quick note, the absolute numbers on this heat map were measured with my build and my routes. If your build is stronger than mine, and your mechanics are better, your return will be even higher. If your build is just starting out, you might not hit these absolute numbers, but the relative strength between maps won't change. This heat map, and the 3 plans we just discussed, I recommend you screenshot and save. Here is a small homework you can do tonight. Pick one deterministic ATM map, farm it for 1 hour, then see what's left in your inventory. Tell me 3 things in the comments. Which plan you choose, which map you found, and about how much tradable value you got in 1 hour. I also want to see how much efficiency differs by build. Alright, happy play, easy fun. I'm Strong. See you next episode.